Right now we have breaking news at 6:30. Members of the U.S. House Oversight Committee are questioning New Albany billionaire Les Wexner. They did so for hours today at his home in Central Ohio. Wexner was deposed in connection to the committee's investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Wexner has never been charged with a crime in connection to Epstein and has denied any wrongdoing. I want to thank you for staying with us here at 6:30, streaming on 10 TV Plus. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Yolanda Harris. Now, we have been covering this story in New Albany all day. And for the first time today, Les Wexner shared more information about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Wexner said he was naive, foolish, and gullible to put any trust in Epstein. He called Epstein a con man and said Epstein conned him. He went on to say he has done nothing wrong and has nothing to hide. He also says he regrets ever having met Epstein.
We're going to get right out to 10 TV's Angela Ann now.
And she joins us live from New Albany, where she's been covering this story all day. Angela?
Yolanda, Jeff, I can tell you that the deposition has really been the talk of town. We've had so many people coming up today asking us what happened, what did we hear? And this is a town that pretty much Wexner built back in the 80s as the founder of L Brands. Members of the House Oversight Committee, as you said today, came to his home this morning, just 3 miles from here, the heart of New Albany, to take his deposition. They wrapped up about 1 hour ago. And today, lawmakers said that they believe Wexner is trying to distance himself from Epstein. And they allege that the convicted sex offender Epstein would not have had the means to commit his crimes without Wexner's finances.
There would be no Epstein Island. There would be no Epstein plane. There would be no money to traffic women and girls. Mr. Epstein would not be the wealthy man he was without the support of Les Wexner.
So it became clear the House Democrats who are part of this oversight committee said that they did not feel they were getting the full story from Les Wexner, questioning really how one of the world's richest men who gave Epstein $1 billion did not know anything about Epstein's crimes. Now, just 30 minutes ago, a spokesperson for Les Wexner issued a new statement tonight saying Wexner answered all of the committee's questions honestly and again, quote, reiterated that he has no knowledge of and did not participate in Epstein's illegal conduct, and he stands by that fervently. So that is the latest statement from Les Wexner, again, for the first time really talking publicly about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the billionaire also gave a prepared statement earlier today describing how he met Epstein back in the early 80s, saying that their business was simply a financial strictly business, and reiterating rather that he cut ties with Epstein in 2007 when he learned about these alleged crimes, saying they were, quote, abusive conduct and theft from the Wexner family as well. Today, lawmakers said they believe Wexner, again, is downplaying his relationship with Epstein. And 10 TV's Rochelle Aline continues our team coverage from here.
How close were Jeffrey Epstein and Columbus businessman Les Wexner? That's a question members of the House Oversight Committee are hoping to answer. In a 3-page statement Wednesday to that committee, Wexner called himself naive and said Epstein had conned him, and he outlined their relationship as one of business. Committee members said Wednesday they believe Wexner is minimizing the extent of his relationship with Epstein.
The more this deposition goes on, the less Les Wexner knows about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. It's interesting that Mr. Wexner has already begun to clarify in his mind that somehow he and Mr. Epstein weren't even friends. We should be very clear that the two were very close, per reporting.
In the statement, Wexner said that he did not socialize in Epstein's circles and that he visited Epstein's island only once for a few hours shortly after its purchase with his wife Abigail and his young children. He said the side of Epstein he saw was, quote, far different from the predator he eventually was exposed to be.
And that was Rochelle Aline reporting again that deposition ending about 90 minutes ago tonight. But again, lawmakers say that they may have questions again for Wexner, and they plan to ask him those questions if they do. This is really unwanted attention for a private businessman who built New Albany back in the 80s to what it is today, and whose name and influence is really all over Columbus, but especially on Ohio State's campus, including the Wexner Medical Center. 10 TV's Carla Wegner continues our coverage now with more about that and why the Ohio Nurses Association is calling for that to change.
When the medical center was named in Wexner's honor in 2012, Ohio State called him one of the university's most committed leaders and benefactors. That same year, the Wexner family and Limited Brands making a $100 million donation, the largest in the university's history. 14 years later, the university is facing growing pressure to remove his name, most recently from the Ohio Nurses Association.
It's really important to us that we take a stand, a firm stand, that we make sure that people know that our hospital's safe.
ONA President Rick Lucas sent a letter of demands to the university.
I mean, people are just really, really disgusted. When you look at the universities, when you look at the medical center's social media accounts, every comment, whether it's related or not, are flooded with comments of people calling for them to address this crisis.
He says the letter triggered by a newly unredacted 2019 FBI document in the Epstein files that lists Wexner with the word co-conspirator next to his name. Wexner has never been charged with a crime in connection to Epstein. In a statement released today, Wexner says in part, quote, "I have done nothing wrong and I have nothing to hide." The university tells us they have a procedure to consider renaming buildings. Last week, 10 TV asked OSU President Ted Carter about this.
So we're following all the information just like everybody else. We don't have access to all those files, so we're letting the Department of Justice and Congress do their job.
And that was Carla Wegner reporting. Really, time is of the essence on the requests, and here is why. The Ohio Nurses Association says it wants to see action from OSU before that new hospital building opens, and that is set to open next week. Also important to note tonight, in a statement today, Les Wexner saying again that he has done nothing wrong and has nothing to hide. He also goes on to say that, again, he's never been charged with a crime in connection with Epstein's crimes. We do have so much more of this online. You can read Wexner's full statement that he released today and his second one for tonight. We also have complete coverage of that press conference from earlier today with the House Democrats from that Oversight Committee. So just go online to 10tv.com or you can download our free 10 TV News app. But as I send it back over to you, Jeff and Yolanda, of course, we will continue to follow this. But really, this was the big story, not just for New Albany, but really all of Central Ohio as the world is watching what, if any, more connections there are between Les Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein.
And Angela, you said it earlier, national media was setting up behind you. So great job out there to you and Rochelle and Carla and Doug Petcash all over this today for us. Appreciate the teamwork.